Okay, so we're standing in front of a house that I have for sale that was more recently invaded by the Pflugerville SWAT team, where this vacant listing, man, this is the listing that would not die. I cannot kill this thing. We got a third extension happening here in another week. I'll tell you about that in a second. But we had the SWAT team out here several weeks ago where we were pending, getting ready to close, and the fugitive was running through the neighborhood, somehow knew this property was vacant or understood it to be vacant when he's running through the neighborhood from the police, gets into the house, it's vacant, crawls up into the attic space. There, you can see there's a little hole there where they threw some tear gas, or they jimmied some tear gas in there. And so the fugitive gets into the house. He gets into the attic. The cops are trying to get him out. They realize that he's in the attic because they have heat sensors that can figure out where is he in the house. The cops raid the house. They raid the attic. Cops tackle the fugitive, fall through the garage ceiling. And by the way, as the cops were running through the house, they were trampling through the ceiling of the property, and so there's all these big holes. And before the final walkthrough, the buyers come back, and they obviously there's this huge mess. So we had to deal with this whole mess of this property being raided by the SWAT team. But in addition to that, this owner unfortunately had an offer $40,000 higher 6 months earlier. Deal fell apart for all different kinds of reasons, and so then now we're in this property $40,000 less because the market's gone down. And so if we had just put that deal together and negotiated, been a little bit more strategic about negotiating, the sellers were really trying to hold out for something a little bit better, consulted them to take it, they didn't, and so now we're $40,000 less to the detriment of their financial condition. And so, and by the way, this property here is selling for closer to $300,000, which is probably at least $20,000 higher than what I think it would go for on open market today. Has tons of issues. There's so many materials in the backyard you can't see from here. Lots of stuff happening condition wise. The property needs a lot of love on top of what was happening for the SWAT team coming through. Okay, so what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is, number one, when you have somebody in negotiations, especially in a volatile market, make sure that you do whatever possible to hold on to that buyer, because look, there's a lot of volatility, and there continues to be volatility in the market. And so we're $40,000 less than where we were before. Okay. Rule number two is, look, do whatever you can to make your properties presentable, because even if with properties that have a lot of miles on them like this one, it needs a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff going on here, despite the SWAT team. The buyers are being a lot more particular in this market, and especially in outer markets, bedroom communities like Pflugerville and Round Rock and Hutto. These areas are taking a beating. There's a lot of inventory, and even when you're priced right, if you don't have more features and benefits, or you don't have an aggressive price, you're going to sit on the market a long period of time. So make sure that you're having conversations about what really needs to be done, and be careful. Consult with a professional as far as where you're at, where you've been, where you're at, where you're going. Vision Realty Group. Your vision is my mission.